All right, today we are going to explore a really simple choice, but one with a truly mind-blowing outcome. Seriously, it's a story that shows you the power of patience, perspective, and a financial concept so powerful, some have even called it the eighth wonder of the world. So let's get right into it. I want you to just take a second and imagine someone makes you an offer, a once-in-a-lifetime kind of offer. It's a choice between two incredible sums of money. But here's the catch. You can only pick one. So what would you do? Okay, here are your two options. Option A, a cool 1 crore rupees, cash, in your hand right now. No waiting, no strings attached. Or option B, you start with just 1,000 rupees. I know, but here's the twist. That 1,000 rupees doubles every single month for the next 2 years. Now, your first instinct is probably telling you that 1 crore is a no-brainer, right? It just looks unbeatable. And hey, if you're thinking that, you're not alone. Most people would grab that 1 crore and run for the hills. Because honestly, for a very, very long time, it absolutely feels like the smarter decision. Let's actually see how option B, our little doubling $1,000, performs at the very beginning. All right, so let's track this thing. After 3 months, you're at 4,000 rupees. Not exactly life-changing stuff. 6 months in, you've managed to scrape together about 32,000. Even after a whole year of waiting, your grand total is just over 20 lakhs. Now, that's not nothing, but compared to the 1 crore you passed up, it feels like you made a huge mistake. And you can see it right here. After 1 full year, it is not even a contest. That bar for option A is just towering over the tiny little bar for option B. At this point, anyone who chose the doubling money would be feeling some serious regret. I mean, you're not even a quarter of the way there. It really looks like the game is already over. But the story isn't over. Not by a long shot. While that first year was a real lesson in patience, the second year is where things just start to get wild. This is the turning point. This is where the math gets really interesting. So get this, just 2 months later, by month 14, look at this jump. We've gone from about 20 lakhs to nearly 82 lakhs. All of a sudden, that 1 crore doesn't seem so far away anymore. The gap is closing. And wow, is it closing fast. But hold on. Even now, after 14 long months of waiting and watching, you're still not ahead. The person who took the 1 crore is still winning. You've been patient, you've waited, and you're still behind. Was it all for nothing? Just 1 more month. That is all it takes. By month 15, everything changes. Your investment doesn't just catch up, it completely blows past the finish line, and it's now worth over 1.6 crores. After 15 months of patience, you are finally in the lead. Okay, so that jump to 1.6 crores was impressive. But crossing that line wasn't the end of the race. Oh no, it was the moment the real growth engine kicked into high gear. Now we enter the final unbelievable months. Just look at this acceleration. It's insane. 3 months later, at month 18, you're already at 13 crores. 2 months after that, you've blown past 50 crores. And in that final month, well, the growth just becomes almost vertical. It's staggering. 838 crore rupees. Just let that number sink in for a second. What started as just 1,000 rupees has transformed into an almost unbelievable fortune, completely dwarfing that initial 1 crore offer. So, what in the world just happened? Was it magic? Nope. It was mathematics. We've just witnessed one of the most powerful financial forces in the universe in action. We have just seen the raw power of compounding. So to put it simply, compounding is just the process where your earnings are reinvested to generate their own earnings. It's not just growth, it's growth on top of growth. In our example, every single month, the new larger amount was what doubled, not the original 1,000 rupees. That's the secret sauce. This quote just perfectly captures it. First slowly, then explosively. It feels so counterintuitive because, our brains are basically wired to think in straight lines. We expect linear progress. But compounding, it works on an exponential curve. For those first 14 months, it felt like absolutely nothing was happening. And then, seemingly out of nowhere, the growth becomes unstoppable. So why does any of this matter to you? Because this principle is totally universal. It teaches us that real growth, meaningful growth, often isn't a straight line. It reminds us that small, consistent habits, whether it's investing a small amount, learning a new skill, or even exercising, can lead to massive, life-changing results if you just give them enough time. And that means patience.
Well, that truly is the most critical ingredient of all. So, the final question I have for you isn't really about the money, it's about you. Now that you've seen this incredible power in action, where in your life, maybe with your finances, your health, your learning, where will you choose to apply this